Alrighty, welcome back, fellas. Today we gotta talk about in LR NAMEK GOKU, one of the most controversial characters right now during the 10th anniversary, especially within the Dokkan Twitter community. I've seen so many different opinions on this character. I've seen some people say that he is good or even great, while others are saying that he is so mid, so disappointing, even going so far as to say that others are coping if they believe that NAMEK GOKU is a good unit post-EZA. So, I've seen all sorts of different opinions. You guys probably saw in the thumbnail, I even got into it with one of the bigger Dokkan YouTubers, Minato's Flash, and part of his fan base. So, we got a fun vid today. Today, I want to go ahead and share with you guys my overall thoughts on NAMEK GOKU, if I think he's good or bad or disappointing. I'll also go ahead and look at the overall Dokkan community and what they have to feel about this very polarizing character. And also at the end, I'll start to go in more so on Minato's Flash, some of the conversations we had back and forth, me and him, and also kind of respond to some of the others in his fan base who are trying to attack me because they think that I don't know what I'm talking about. So hopefully you guys enjoy the vid. If you do, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts. Let's go ahead and get into this. And by the way, before we go too far, let me just say all of this is just trolls, all jokes. I have no actual animosity towards Minato or anything, but let's just go ahead and get into this, starting off by reminding ourselves of what Int NAMEK GOKU can do. So we're going to go ahead and briefly go through his kit right here, just to remind everyone, basically, so we're all on the same page. But basically, he has a 180% leader now with the EZA for Super Saiyans and Legendary Existence, which is pretty nice right there. Able to greatly raise his defense with the 12 and 18 key. Also, the 18 key can now greatly raise attack right there as well, so both simultaneously, so that's pretty good. With the passive skill, so he has flat out 20% damage reduction, that can increase to 30% only if he is in slot 1. He's also able to have a flat out 200% boost to his stats, boosting his key for every turn that passes, as well as boosting his key for every attack he's receiving. He's boosting his stats as well per attack received, up to 3 attacks right there. Basically, after taking an attack, he's giving himself additional guaranteed super for more stacking. He's able to boost his stats in slot 1, or more importantly, in slot 2 and slot 3, and launching an additional guaranteed super right there. And this is a very important thing as well, is, for the first 6 turns from the character's entry, he's able to guard all attacks. So this is a very nice thing about Goku's kit. And also, when there's an extreme class enemy, he's further boosting his stats, giving himself a high chance to perform a crit. And when facing Frieza specifically, any form of Frieza, right, he's getting a guaranteed crit. So, a very simple but very straightforward kit when it comes to Super Saiyan Goku. And honestly, it feeds back into what made him so good when he first released back in the Worldwide Celebration campaign for 2021, which was that he was a stacking character. He was able to get better as fights progressed. As fights took longer and longer, NAMEK GOKU was going to be getting better and better because all he was boosting really was his defense. And, that's basically the same kind of MO that they decided to focus on when it came to designing his EZA this time around. So, overall, just want to make sure we're on the same page there. Now let's go ahead and just talk about my overall kind of feelings on this character. So, before we even look at the Dokkan community and everything, let me just say from my personal usage on this character, I think he's actually really good. Now, do I think he is great? No, I don't think he's great. I mean, I have to say, I wish that he was an elite character. I even said it during my breakdown for their original EZA kind of release kits and everything. I wish that Frieza and Goku were both top 5 characters, but practically speaking, that just didn't make sense because obviously with the 10th anniversary, we're getting 6 new 10th anniversary LRs as well as the 7th anniversary EZAs. There's so many different characters who are expected to get better kits that realistically, it was very unlikely that these two specifically would be top 5 characters, even though someone like Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta is very disappointing. Overall, I doubt they're going to be fumbling that bad, so yeah, it just didn't seem practical that these two would be top 5. However, I will acknowledge that Goku and Frieza to a degree, but especially Goku, I would say for a lot of people, feels a bit disappointing. And the reason why, for a lot of people, I will say, is that, a lot of fights right now, a lot of the difficult content focuses on maybe like 4 to 6 turns. It's not that long, and because of that, Goku is not given the opportunity to do what he does best, which is to stack, which is to get stronger, which is to become more tanky as a fight takes longer and longer and longer. I mean, if we go ahead and look at Frieza, Frieza is a lot better for a lot of people, myself included, compared to Goku, and the biggest reason why is because just like how he was designed when he first released, Frieza is so good when fights take a short time. Of course, right here, he has a massive stat boost for attack and defense for the first 6 turns. Obviously, a lot of fights only take 6 turns, maybe 7 turns depending on your team comps, and Frieza benefits from that. Frieza is meant to work in short fights, and as fights take longer, eventually he loses those stat boosts, just kind of canonical to how he's designed in the story. But still, he is working really good, and also, he has more damage reduction, right? 20% right there, plus boosting his 20%, his damage reduction again, up to 20% per attack received, and the 30% damage reduction in slot 1. So, that is upward to 70% damage reduction, Frieza is honestly really good as well, but I mean, the way the fights are designed, the way the Frieza is designed, he works so much better right now because fights are shorter. And so I think when you look at that, that's why a lot of people don't necessarily like Super Saiyan Goku that much. That's why I'm a bit disappointed with Goku 4 now. But I will say at the same time, when I've used him on a variety of teams, Super Saiyans, you know, Earth protecting heroes / pure Saiyans with like the Vegito lead and everything, I still find that Goku is actually really dominant and very good. And the thing about him is his stats become really nice when it comes to the defense. So what does that do for you? Well, for one, obviously it means he can tank a lot better, right? So in like slot 2 and slot 3, especially where I often like to use him, he will be able to tank normals, especially like it's no one's business. He's perfectly fine. But also when others start to take damage, he just needs 1 or 2 orbs and he is healing up a great deal, practically becoming more and more like a Senzu Bean as the fights progress. So honestly, I'm a big fan of this character. I think he's still really good. Definitely not top 10 in my opinion, although that really does break my heart. But I think he's still a really good character for sure. So that's what I'll say right there. Maybe a bit disappointing, especially because obviously this is a very iconic moment. This is when Goku first became a Super Saiyan, obviously changed the scope of Dragon Ball for the entire world, like in real life, but also in the story, right? He was the first Super Saiyan, avenged the Saiyans, avenged Namek. So obviously, there's a lot of implications there. Goku and Frieza being a bit more lackluster compared to what we wanted from their EZAs, that I think is a very accurate assessment. But at the same time, I think both are really good, especially Super Saiyan Goku. I think he's being a bit underrated overall by the community as like in terms of his performance and everything. So that's what I'll say right there. Now talking about the overall community though, like, you know, let's just look at what the community has to say. I actually asked some of you guys to share your thoughts with me on a community post before I made the vid and everything, and I only got 2 responses and everything, but still I want to like kind of focus on this stuff. So you know, Omni King content, of course, you know, good but underwhelming. I think that's actually a pretty good assessment of Goku, where he's really good, actually, in my opinion. I would actually go so far as to say that he is really good. However, the problem with Goku is that, again, he's not given enough time to really build himself up as designed by his kit, right? He wants longer fights. And also, he can tank normals pretty fine. It's the supers that really start to make you worry when it comes to Goku's viability, because the supers can do a lot more damage compared to the normals, and if Goku gets tagged by a super, you will probably lose most of your HP. You may survive, maybe you won't, but the fact of the matter is Goku is taking a lot of your HP trying to tank a super. So that can be a very scary situation in slot 1 with the 50% damage reduction with the guard. It can be very treacherous. So I think good but underwhelming is definitely an accurate assessment for him, especially because of all the stakes and everything with the character and the easy and whatnot. But yeah, top 1. Okay, this one I will say, you know, before anyone says I am a Goku glazer, because I'm sure someone's going to say in the comments, I am not a Goku glazer, because I will say right now, Goku is definitely not top 1. Goku is not even close to top 5 in my opinion. I think you can maybe make the argument that Frieza and Goku could be in top 10, like top 10 LRs or something, but I have to think about that, and more specifically beyond that, I just don't think that you would be able to say that confidently without really trying to finagle your way through it, right? So, you know, for me, I'm a big fan of NAMEK GOKU. I really like the character, I really like the unit, of course, but I'm honest enough and fair enough and logical enough to acknowledge that Goku is not a top 1 character. So let me just kind of make sure to pump the brakes on that. But I appreciate the glaze. I'm always a fan of Super Saiyan Goku glaze no matter what, right? So I'm happy about that, but I'm still going to be fair where fair is due. All right, let's look at the overall Twitter community, right? The Twitter community is definitely more polarizing, I would say. You've seen some people say, you know, NAMEK GOKU's caring, just giving so much joy and happiness. There is even other people doing vids on if he's being underrated or overrated. So yeah, it's just so crazy for sure. I mean, we keep going, of course. A lot of buff NAMEK GOKU specifically, more underrated vids right here, underrated for sure, talking about how to correctly use the character and everything. You know, people talking about like how other EZAs, like the Year 7 EZAs, should be expected to be much better compared to the Worldwide Celebration EZAs, but at the same time, they're still holding back on the Worldwide Celebration EZAs. Minato making one of many vids that he's been doing, kind of hating on the NAMEK GOKU. We'll talk about Minato in just a moment and his stuff right there. I'll save the best for last. But we keep going, you know, there's a lot of people just talking about NAMEK GOKU, his overall kind of value and everything, you know, and it's honestly very interesting. This actually is a very interesting response too, by the way. I want to key on this one, where Matt right here, he's basically talking about how his characters are not 100% as far as the dupe system is concerned in potential. So because of that, fights take longer, and as a result, compared to someone who wails in the game like Truth, for example, who has the characters rainbowed, he's able to allow NAMEK GOKU to stack more, do more, and then he's going to be able to actually have more value in return because of that. So there's a bunch of different stuff. Obviously, Truth was saying right there, you know, Frieza, he was talking about how Frieza is just so crazy compared to Goku, talking about the cope for NAMEK GOKU being even sadder. I'm just gonna say right now, is it cope to say that NAMEK GOKU's a good character? Like, maybe some people are going a bit too far. but I'm of the opinion that it's not cope to say that a character is good. I mean, come on now, like we're getting a bit too hasty in my opinion, guys. Come on now. But you probably can tell I'm gonna get a bit into my troll nature right now here. But other people talking about NAMEK GOKU clearing Frieza, which is kind of interesting right there. I don't think I agree with that, but I would love to see NAMEK GOKU be better than Frieza, because I'm a NAMEK GOKU fan more than I'm a Frieza fan. Let me just say that right now. So there's all sorts of stuff like that. People making jokes about if he's locked in the calculator, which is pretty funny right there. But I mean, in Goku's fun. This is an interesting one. Actually, I want to kind of focus on this one because I don't know if this is an accurate assessment because I don't eat Little Caesars that much. But, in NAMEK GOKU, it's like the Little Caesars pizza of Dokkan. He's good when someone's not yelling in your ear telling you that he is not good. So, yeah, honestly, really interesting stuff. Goku obviously tanking a super right here from the Golden Frieza fight, it looks like. Though, I will say, I mean, there's a lot of gimmicks with that fight. Obviously, the more times you hit Frieza, he'll get weaker with his attack if you debuff him. So, we don't know the circumstances for this, but, all sorts of different kind of opinions. So, honestly, all sorts of stuff. This is an interesting one too, which I will say right here. Bear Kuzo was having like a couple different thoughts on in NAMEK GOKU, so I actually will agree with a lot of what he says right here. So he'll tell you, the fights that were weakest for NAMEK GOKU for his usage was Physical Janemba, Tech Gogeta. Both are like phase 1 fights only, right? Just right out the get-go. So NAMEK GOKU, a character who needs to build up. Obviously, those are his weaker kind of fights. The Physical Beast fight, probably because of the type advantage and also the stunning and everything. So that kind of makes sense. And then otherwise, he's been handling things with NAMEK GOKU pretty well. NAMEK GOKU can destroy all the 10th anniversary content, countless no item runs, where he's not struggling at all. So honestly, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's clear that in NAMEK GOKU is one of those very controversial characters, inciting a lot of toxicity and hatred and all that sort of stuff. Not legitimate hatred, obviously. I don't think I'm pretty sure there's very few people who hate someone else because of their NAMEK GOKU opinion. And honestly, if you guys are hating someone because of NAMEK GOKU and like what you guys think are different about this character, honestly, you guys need to just like calm down. You need to take a glass of water, go outside, get a breath of air, just take a moment to get some sleep or something. Like, NAMEK GOKU should not be so serious that we are getting into it with each other legitimately because of our different opinions on this character. I mean, come on now. I feel like that's common sense, but at the same time, I feel like I want to say that just to like make sure, like, I want to make sure that I say what needs to be said, even though it's probably obvious what I'm saying, if that makes sense. So that's that. But yeah, all sorts of different opinions on this character. I think the general consensus, though, when it comes back to Goku, I think the general consensus is that this character is average to pretty good, not great, but definitely not bad. But for a lot of people, regardless of where you feel about NAMEK GOKU, people will agree that NAMEK GOKU feels disappointing because we wanted more from him. And to be fair, I think that is going to be one of the bigger themes of the overall 10th anniversary. I made a separate vid talking about if I think the 10th anniversary is just being bad or if it's being underappreciated. But I said in that vid, I think overall one of the issues, which is kind of a minor one to be fair for a lot of people, but I think nowadays I want to kind of harp on it a bit more. I think one of the biggest issues is that so many people are coming into the 10th anniversary with a lot of expectations, understandably so, but because of that, they're coming into expectations that all 6 of the 10th anniversary new LRs are going to be dominant. The Worldwide Celebration EZAs are going to be so fire and so dominant because of who they are and the moments they represent. People are expecting the Super EZAs for Gogeta and Janemba and Buhan and Super Vegito all to be so great, to remind people of what it was like to have these characters when they first released, all these sorts of things. And because there's so many great expectations, some way, shape, or form, something is going to happen where you're going to be disappointed. Whether you were disappointed by Gogeta and Vegeta, whether you were disappointed by NAMEK GOKU and Frieza, whether you were disappointed by Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta. So something is going to happen. Not everything can be broken, right? I mean, there has to be balance in some way, shape, or form. Even Vegeta right here, everyone knows Vegito is the most OP form of this unit in the game, period. But even Omatsu is saying, for the sake of game balance, they have to limit him in some way, even though he is a 10th anniversary LR meant to lead us into a new meta. So I think we all kind of have to pump the brakes a bit and kind of temper our expectations a bit, understand that we want things to be good, but at the same time, things can't be all great all the time. Some things have to take an L so that other things can prosper. That's just how the game works. That's how we work as a community, where we compare different characters and everything. So I don't know. That's me being a preacher, I guess, if you will. But that's what I'll say right there. Now though, I want to go ahead and embrace some toxicity. I hope you guys have been enjoying the vid, by the way. Now it's time though we embrace some toxicity, some fun toxicity right here, because I want to go ahead and get into it with Minato. So first of all, this is the first post that I responded to from Minato. I mean, Minato, if you guys have been noticing, Minato has been making various kind of vids and everything, talking about NAMEK GOKU and showing his lack of good performance for his usage and all sorts of different stuff and all sorts of comparisons, right? And so, he was saying, people are going to hate tomorrow's vid. I had no idea what the vid was. I didn't catch his streams or nothing. But I said right here, if it is a NAMEK GOKU hate vid, once again, I am going to make a why Minato is a bitch vid out of spite. And I even said right here, I love him. I love Minato. He's a great character, great personality, great person. And I love his work. He's an awesome content creator. But I gotta stand up for NAMEK GOKU, right? And, I said that. I even said right down here, I probably won't make the vid. I was just kind of thinking about it, but the feelings are there. But, then what happened was Minato decided to quote me. And because Minato has more motion on Twitter than I do, he got a whole lot more motion and responses and everything towards what I was saying. And because of that, people started to come in at me as if I don't know what I'm talking about. So let me just explain something to you. This was one of the latest vids that Minato put out, right? One of the latest vids. The best NAMEK GOKU in Dokkan. This is the vid that I didn't know he was going to post, but this is the one I was basically kind of like predicting, if you will. He was basically talking about how the STR sub EZA Goku is better than in NAMEK GOKU. Now, to be fair, if you guys watch the vid, understand that he was kind of joking about that. This was like making fun, if you will. But the fact of the matter is, you look at the thumbnail, you look at this, and you even see what he's talking about. You can see he's pushing a narrative for the sake of fun, but people are going to be like looking at that narrative. They're going to look at Minato. They're going to take this seriously. And I mean, Minato, even in the vid, said in short fights you could argue STR Goku is better because he's in slot 3. He only takes one hit and then he dodges and bam, you're good and everything, and he can get other people's conditions because apparently STR Goku is so ass that he can take so much damage that he will get everyone else to get their conditions because he is just that ass. So the level of defense and the jokes and everything was funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was very funny. But at the same time, this is what I meant. And I said it right there. Once he made the quote and everything, I said, I know you are trifling. You know you're trifling. Come on now. And he was saying, he's a true NAMEK GOKU fan. I respect it. I'm a true NAMEK GOKU fan. And, this is, I understand where he's coming from. But, we all know Minato was trifling. There have actually been, I will say, talking about Minato like in a non-troll kind of sense right here, there have been a lot of people who have looked at Minato and be like, hey, don't switch up on the boat now, stay on your side type of thing, and like all sorts of things. People saying that this guy, like Minato, is just going too far with like NAMEK GOKU hate and everything. And for one, I think people need to understand that Minato is joking a great deal, but also, Minato does represent a lot of NAMEK GOKU fans like myself where we want more from Goku, but I think Minato is a bit more vocal about how frustrated he is with Goku being a bit more lackluster in his EZA compared to someone like myself. Like, I think Minato and I are on the same page that we want NAMEK GOKU to be great, but he is just more upset about how they've treated Goku versus me, where I'm like, I understood a bit more that they're not going to give NAMEK GOKU that much love compared to the 7th anniversary EZAs, compared to 10th anniversary LRs. So I think maybe I'm on a bit more of that boat. Maybe I'm mistaken in that regard, but to be fair, let's not hate on Minato, because Minato is also just making fun out of it himself, right? So let's just go with that. But back to the trolling, back to the hatred. And by the way, again, I DM'd Minato. I made sure he and I are cool. We have no legitimate animosity. I have no animosity towards anyone who even responded to me in this whole kind of sequence. But just know, I'm still going to be on your ass. But, I have no animosity towards anyone like that. But, the others were also trying to get in on me and pause. They were just trying to get on my case and everything. But, like Shineless right here, talking about, I do not get that NAMEK GOKU should have been 3 times better than what he is right now. You don't even know that I already knew that he should be 3 times better, and that yet I still understood he's not going to be 3 times better. You lack that foresight. You lack that 500 IQ. You lack that foresight thinking and everything. You don't see the future like I do. Because I even said right here, it's hopeful to have them be top 5 characters like I wanted, because realistically, and we had the conversation keep going right here, it is BS for 2 reasons that they will be like top level. It's BS for 2 reasons. One is, they are Worldwide Celebration characters, not anniversary characters like Evo, like Super Saiyan Blue Evolved Vegeta from last year and AGL MUI Goku. Those are anniversary characters who got EZAs. Goku and Frieza, they're Worldwide Celebration characters. So that's one thing right there. Also, we have so many other things that are going on right now, right? We have the 7th anniversary EZAs. We have 6 new 10th anniversary LRs, right? There's so many other things that obviously Goku and Frieza are not going to be on the same level. So, I mean, come on now. Like, that's what I'm saying right there. Edwin right here, the difference between Glazer and a fan. What do you know about, let me just say this for what it is. Peep this, right? That's probably like a bad image right there. Let me see if I can find this here. Peep the profile pic. It's hard to see right there. What does that look like to y'all? What does that look like to y'all? That's a Super Saiyan Goku. That's Namek Goku. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know I have been a Super Saiyan Goku, Namek Goku fan for years. Raging Blast 2, Super Saiyan Goku. People trying to main Super Gogeta, Super Vegeta, whoever the hell they want. I main Super Saiyan Goku Costume 6. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, then clearly you are not a true fan. Okay, that's just my hate right there. let me stop playing around. But yeah, I am definitely not glazing Namek Goku. I just acknowledge that he has flaws, but he is so good in so many situations, but people like to harp on one or two major things that hold Goku back, which is fair, but there's so many other things that he can do so well. So that's what I'll say right there. Of course, Ego is talking about Cope because Namek Goku's crazy or whatever. There's so many different characters, you know. Frieza's so much better. Just say you like him, it's okay, but that's different from being good. First of all, he is good. Frieza is better, I'll give you that, because the fights are tailored to Frieza. They're better for Frieza in that sort of regard, but at the same time, you know, Namek Goku is still good. Both are really good. I would say Namek Goku's a bit worse because of the fights and everything, but still, like, both are really good. Come on now. I mean, Dokkan players or something else, the amount of coke you can inhale is fucking amazing. First of all, Tobias, because I don't know how to say your name. Okay, Tobias, I know how to say. I'm pretty sure it's Tobias. But anyways, you know, first of all, I am not coping when I say that Namek Goku is good. If you want to say that I'm coping because Namek Goku is good, maybe you need to get off the copium because you're trying to hate. Maybe you need, maybe there's a new drug out there. Maybe it's called hatium or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about there, but y'all know what I'm saying. Some people are trying to say that people who think Namek Goku is good, those people are apparently coping, I guess. Like, I'm not saying he's great. I'm saying he's good. All right, come on now. Like, get off his meat. All right, because you're just going crazy right here. It's just so crazy. It's just all sorts of different stuff. It was fun though. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. Vector, by the way, Vector, I saw you do this. Vector trying to respond here with the flight meme. Flight is, by the way, so funny. I don't think the flight memes will ever go away because he's just that iconic. But I mean, yeah, it was just all sorts of crazy stuff. I mean, even go right here. Look at this. Minato himself came back on what he was saying, right? How everyone's talking about Namek Goku being ass and everything, but he thinks he's the GOAT. Well, Minato, stay on your side, bro. Stay on your side. You were saying Namek Goku is trash and everything. You were trying to hate on him. Stay on your side. I'm just playing. But let me enjoy a bit of the trolling, right? So honestly, it's all sorts of stuff. Stall right here. Stay on that side, little bro. Yeah, there's some people who feel that way for sure. I mean, I know Minato is just joking at the same time, but yeah, it was funny for sure. I mean, yeah, it's all fun and games, you know. At the end of the day, there are other people too, like Esteban right here. You know, they don't hate the character. They're hating on the kid of the unit. Like, I know Minato, for example, like, I know Minato is not hating on Namek Goku. I'm not going to presume a character or a person is hating on a character overall because they don't like a specific unit. That's kind of, that's ridiculous. But at the same time, you know, Namek Goku is still pretty good, and I think I will acknowledge, I probably could have phrased this part better, because I think some people were mistaking this for me saying that any Namek Goku fan, like, I think people thought that I meant that Minato was not a Namek Goku fan, but I meant to say Namek-ku, like, in Namek Goku. So maybe I could have been specific there, but at the same time, I feel like that was kind of like straightforward. Even JDL right here, if I know Minato, I know he's a big Namek Saga fan. If anyone wanted Namek Goku to be good, it's him. Let's go ahead and talk about this. First of all, I actually looked at Minato's channel to check on this, so I made sure I got my facts straight. If you guys look at his YouTube channel, you look at some of the final predictions he was making for the 10th anniversary before we got the reveals and everything. He was talking about all the different ideas, obviously Namek Goku and everything. He did not really say, though, that Namek Goku should have been an option. He was not really promoting that idea. If you looked at my predictions, I have been saying for months that we don't need fusions, we don't need anything, we don't need GT, we need Legacy of Goku. Start off part 1 with Goku and Frieza, transform them, obviously base form for Goku, you know, like the regular form for Frieza, go into full power for both of them with the Super Saiyan and everything. Then part 2, make it Gohan and Cell. That's been one of the biggest themes that I've been promoting, and if you guys saw the vids and everything, you guys already know. But for those who do not know, now you know. But I have been on Namek Goku's side for months now. I've been trying to push for this guy being the 10th anniversary, and they did not want to do it. Omatsu didn't want to do it. It is what it is. But it is okay, because we still have Namek Goku. I still think he's good. I think a lot of people think he's good at the end of the day, but some people are trying to be a bit hating because they feel bad about how bad he is compared to their expectations. It is what it is. I'm just saying, though, Minato, you know you were trifling. Minato, you know you're trifling. I love you, dude. You know we're cool, of course. I know we were cool, of course. But at the same time, you know, Minato, I know he was trifling, and I had to have a bit of fun. That's why this was all made to be in fun anyways, right? But still, Minato was kind of trifling there, and I had to stand up for Namek Goku, because Namek Goku has been getting a lot of flack, and I think some of it is justified, but a lot of it is overly done. So That's just my overall thoughts here. But, you know, again, let me just say this before I go ahead and end the vid. Again, I have no actual animosity or no negativity felt towards Miyato, towards anyone here, Shineless or Eden or whoever. Like, at the end of the day, we're all part of the same game. We're part of the same community. As far as I'm concerned, we're all family in some way, shape, or form. You guys are probably just like the cousins that I probably argue with at like cookouts and everything, but that's besides the point. You know, at the end of the day, I have no animosity. So it's all fun and games, of course. You know, at the end of the day, we're talking about a fictional character. We're talking about some fun, of course. We're just talking about a very controversial character as well. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, overall, I think that's probably a good way to end the vid off some troll and everything, because, you know, that's probably the best way to kind of go about Super Saiyan Goku, of course, one of the most controversial characters of the 10th anniversary so far. I'm actually kind of upset he is this controversial, but I think that's a testament to how so many different people feel about this character, about this moment, and about the kit overall. And of course, that's going to be where we have to head in the vid. Again, I think Goku is a good character, but at the same time, you know, I know that he is not great compared to what we all hoped he would be. I understand his EZA is a bit lackluster. Hopefully fights will adjust to make him look a lot better if they become longer fights, but we'll have to wait and see of that, of course. Hopefully, though, you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts on NAMEK GOKU. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.